In the shadows where the silence speaks, I walk the line where the lost souls seek. With whispers of hope and a guiding light, I'll search the dark, bring the truth to light. I'm a seeker of the unseen, bridging worlds where the heart has been. With every heartbeat, every tear, I'll find the way, I'll draw you near. Through the echoes of the past I tread, unlocking stories of the words unsaid. With every vision I'll stand my ground. In the name of love, the lost will be found. I'm a seeker of the unseen, bridging worlds where the heart has been. With every heartbeat, every tear, I'll find the way, I'll draw you near. Hope is fading, I won't let go. I'll be your compass, your guiding glow. Together we'll break through the darkest night. For every lost soul, I'll bring back the light. I'm a seeker of the unseen, bridging worlds where the heart has been. With every heartbeat, every tear, I'll find a way, I'll draw you near. I'm a seeker of the unseen, I'm bridging worlds where the heart has been, where the heart. With every heartbeat, every tear, I'll find the way, I'll draw you near. Draw you near. Through the echoes of the past I tread, unlocking stories of the words unsaid. With every vision I'll stand my ground. In the name of love, the lost will be found. Through the echoes of the past I tread, unlocking stories of the words unsaid. With every vision I'll stand my ground. In the name of love, the lost will be found. Through the echoes of the past I tread, unlocking stories of the words unsaid. With every vision I'll stand my ground. In the name of love, the lost will be found. My hope is fading, I won't let go. I'll be your compass, your guiding glow. Together we'll break through the darkest night. For every lost soul, I'll bring back the love. When hope is fading, I won't let go. I'll be your compass, your guiding glow. Together we'll break through the darkest night. For every lost soul, I'll bring back the light.
Hi, I'm Rochelle, the Psychic Sleuth. Spirit shows me patterns across past, present, and future. What comes through can be symbolic, metaphoric, or not always literal, though sometimes it is. Messages often carry multiple meanings that weave together through energetic tracking, prophetic sequencing, and blueprint mapping. I know I talk fast sometimes, it's just how spirit flows through me. You can always replay or slow down if you need to. I triple check what I receive with astrology and cards, but this isn't about being 100% right. It's about truth, responsibility, and integrity. I'm the one sitting with spirit on these cases, so this is a space for truth seeking, not debate. Please respect the work. If you can't honor spirit, this may not be the place for you. If my work resonates, the best way to help is through community support for Justice's Cadaver Dog Training Fund. It doesn't take huge donations. Even the cost of a coffee adds up when many give. Shop new merch and help Justice on his mission. Links to my shop and donation page are pinned below. Every purchase helps fund the work. Thank you for being here. Now let's get on to today's case. Hey guys, so before we dive in, I just wanted to share a little something. Um, it's important because I wasn't originally going to release this, but the astrology is aligning and the rods are aligning, and it's been weighing on me. I can't keep it to myself, especially knowing law enforcement may not act on it. And I actually redefined it today, and it's uncanny. I feel pretty strongly about it, but remember that this is intuitive work. Sometimes it takes a little bit of refinement to get things right. We are still people that are, just trying our best to do what we can. It's very hard to get exact locations, but everything's sort of aligning with this. So remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. This is intuitive work, and this is the clearest alignment I've had so far. And I feel it needs to be shared. So I decided today to release it. And hopefully it's for the best. Okay, so just remind everybody this is for entertainment purposes. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty. I am not releasing this video. I am timestamping it and putting it up because it is a specific location, and I was specifically told in the dream that I just had to not release it. I will contact police department. And I know that I told you guys I would release something, but I will just put a video explaining as to why. This is for to preserve the case, to preserve where Sebastian is. So I was gonna go to sleep, but I felt like this was urgent because, as I've said, I feel like it's getting close for Sebastian to be found. I don't have dreams like this unless it's important, unless something's about to break. And I've had location dreams before where I've gotten specific locations, but it's rare, it's a gift, and I respect that. This was so strong that I was able to draw a map, and it was really interesting the way that it came across. So I've gotten a exact location in Felicia's, and in a couple others where I've had dreams. Felicia Johnson. So this was kind of interesting. I again pulled these cards a couple days ago. Tapping back into it may have opened something up, plus the timing of Saturn and Pisces retrograde, Mercury retrograde coming up. So it all started my dream where I was out of my deck, and they were highly accurate. So I wrote down the cards and I tabled it for later. I was gonna do a video. I was gonna show you guys the cards and explain everything. I'm just gonna go through the list of cards today, and it's gonna make sense. But I need. I was actually gonna go lay down, and then I was like, you know what? I have to post this for whatever reason. So I was gonna go to sleep, but I felt like this was urgent because, as I've said, I feel like it's getting close for Sebastian to be found. I don't have dreams like this unless it's important. So basically, I fell asleep at the desk here. I was working on Idaho 4 clips. And interestingly enough, I was trying to do Kaylee's. Turns out that the gag order was lifted. I did not know that at the time. And I guess Steve's come out and said some things. So I thought it was interesting. I was working on that. So I was working on that. Starlight came and laid on my lap, and she doesn't ever really lay on my lap like this. She was kind of a shadow all night. If you were on the live earlier, you would have seen that. So she was just like here all night long, either on the desk, on my lap, whatever. So she ended up coming on my lap and sleeping. Well, was kind of being my anchor, I think. She's very in tune. She's very psychic. She's very much my familiar, as in she's always around, especially when I'm doing work. Yes, some of the other cats are, but she just works a little differently. She's very much a loner. So I fell asleep. She was on my lap, and I was sitting up here at the desk, and I didn't want to move. I didn't want to move her because she was sleeping on my lap. And so I slept here for quite a while. I woke up and I was like trying to wake up, trying to get my eyes open and stuff so I could either lay down on the couch or go to bed. However I was gonna make it. Well, I open up to the paranormal guy that passed away from the Annabelle doll, they say. The one that they're saying, like, he left like a crazy text or whatever saying she was out of her case and then he passed away. Whether it's involved or not, I don't know. So I ended up going back to sleep after that. And I woke back up and I was like, Starlight moved. So I was like, I'm going to go sit on the couch. And I sat on the couch and I went to sleep. Both of these places, you can you're not in a deep sleep, but you are a deep sleep. So you're able to kind of astral a little bit. So basically, it was like this whole place became an astral because I was still in my house, but there's a lot of people here. And the Annabelle doll guy was here, the paranormal guy, Rivera. And there was his friends were here. And it was like I was channeling him. And I said, did he ever call you mi amigos? And they're like, yes, yes. And they got all excited. And I was like, yes, like we all got excited about it, right? And then, so it gets a little bit weirder. So all of a sudden I'm sitting on the couch with other people and we're looking on like a map, like a very clear map on the TV where we could zoom in and out and everything. And there was a larger body of water. There was a field and something that looked like a maze, or Sebastian referred to it as a maze, and it made me think, oh, because of his video games, that it went around the field. And I was like, this is amazing. Like he's talking about this. It looks like a maze, like he's describing it. And then there was this retention pond. And it's not going to look exactly in the dream as it does because you have to think of symbology too. So this retention pond that I saw was a little bit smaller than the one that I found. But you could zoom into it. And it was on the other side of the so it was like retention pond, field, water. I have a map of it. And but in the retention pond, and I could still kind of go back and see it, and this is viewer discretion advised, okay? Because I saw this in my dream and I even had to look away in my dream. I saw Sebastian wrapped in a blanket and a cord and face down. And he was like kind of floating, but not really. But I could see through the water. And I think that was just telling me he's there. This is the truth. Obviously, you can't see through the water where he's at. There's not a lot of retention ponds you can see through. It's more of a symbolism thing. But in the dream, I was looking and then I was looking away and I was like, that's not him, is it? That's not him, is it? And everybody's like, yes, that's him. Well, then I heard, okay, we need to ping Chris right now, make sure that he didn't see this, because I don't know if it was on a live or what it was, that he didn't see this and he's not headed there, whatever, we need to contact the police. So that is why I'm not releasing it. All alleged, just a dream, innocent until proven guilty, but they were specific in telling me, do not release it because basically they were worried about Chris knowing about it. That was a warning, and I take that very seriously. This is not about any type of being right or anything like that. I've already put out he's in this specific area. This is just more zoned in. It was very emotional for me because of the way that I saw him. Do I feel that that was a location dream? Yes, I do. And then the way that, a spirit of a young kid that we can relate to would explain it. So basically, I feel like he's in a retention pond, very close to Hickory, actually, really close. And I'm going to show you the map in just a minute. But first of all, I want to tell you the cards that I got. And I'm going to tell you all the cards that I got. Okay? Again, alleged. Elder, medical professional, exposure. The medical professional and the exposure, I take it as I feel like he told somebody about something that was a medical professional. Okay, so there was exposure there, and I believe CPS was called. I believe other things happened. So that makes sense. Remember that these cards can sometimes be symbolic. Okay. And I'm like, what did he tell to a medical professional or, somebody of that nature? Drowning, which can be symbolic of him being in the water or literally drowning with your lungs. Trafficking, because we do know the situation that allegedly happened with him. Delusion, digital footprint. There is a digital footprint somewhere, and there's delusion surrounding this by the people involved. They think they can just forget about it, run away. Online contact, I feel like I'm wondering if he actually made online contact with somebody, told somebody about it. There's something like that, or was talking to somebody. It doesn't necessarily mean they had anything to do with it. Random attack. So this wasn't something that was planned. This was something that I've seen both ways. I've seen medication and I've seen him being attacked. So it's both. DNA. There is DNA if they look in the right places. Protect false ally. She's being protected. She's not an ally. She's a false ally and she's being protected. There's neglect and known to the victim. Okay, and we know that he was neglected. I just want to show you. These are my the cards that I use. Okay, these are my cards that I made, my true crime cards, and they're extremely accurate. So these are the ones that I used. They've known to the victim homicide silent witness. There may be a silent witness that knows something that could relate to the online contact or that could relate somewhere else. And I've said that. I felt like there was somebody that knew, which was interesting because I like to know where Chris's daughter was because she kind of comes in. But accident, greed. I don't know. I feel like there was some greed about letting him go live with his dad and whatnot. Power and control because she's a narcissist. Organized crimes. This is I sometimes if organized crime's not involved, I take this as it was an organized crime, which obviously since there's really no evidence that anybody can find yet. Mental instability. She's not mentally stable. There's a cover up, which aligns with the astrology. Sharp force trauma, neighbor. So a neighbor may know something which is coming before, or had seen something, be around the case. Couple, which is him and her. Family, female anger, rage. Mother, those all came in together. Weapon, male. Lust, desire. Authority figure, which she is. Disoriented, overkill, poisoning. Father, overdose, and held against her will. She held him there. She didn't want him to go anywhere. She didn't want him to go with his dad. Maybe he wanted to leave and go with dad. Okay, so the spread builds the image of the mother-centric incident, likely driven by rage, control, mental instability, and ended in harm. Possibly disguised as an overdose or an accident, a cover-up followed, with others either manipulated or fearful to speak. There are layers of knowledge surrounding this. A neighbor, a silent witness, or someone connected to medical care may hold a missing piece. Rage in the dark, which I've seen, a sudden emotional explosion, likely violent outburst when no one else was watching. Medication OD possibly used at some point. A cover-up narrative, false tears, fake search, media manipulation, homicide by accident, plus cover. Not always premeditated, but avoidable. Once done, chose not to help, and that's a karmic break. So some of the motivational things could be loss of control, financial greed, things like that. So that was the cards that I received on it. Now, when we went into the location cards, this is where, what else we got? So, and I want to say this now, if someone was in contact with him online, even if it felt casual or seemed like venting, and he ever mentioned being afraid, being hurt, or wanting to leave home, you might be the key. So it's okay if you don't want, it's okay if you didn't know what to do at the time, but now's the time to come forward. And you can probably remain anonymous, but this could help bring justice. Okay. So we got trailer park. And these, remember, locations can lead us. It can be a map, like a psychic map, or it can be around the area, right? Boat dock. Missing. He still is. Familiar area. And remains revealed in a familiar area. Woods. Trapped, because he's trapped underwater. Okay, he's not free. He's trapped, and that's how I saw him in the dream. Might not be exactly like that, but graveyard. So this could be like literally he's trapped in a graveyard in the water. Beaten path, someplace we've not looked, someplace nobody thinks about. It's a property. Okay, so it can be private property, a property of some sort. Exposed, storage, which he could have been stored there. There could be storage involved somewhere. Beyond reach, large body of water, which is this next to a large body of water. Water, house, large body of water, house, covered wrap. So he was covered and wrapped in the house. There's a path and trail next to it, which there is in this as well. He's young. There's a back road. There's a park. Never left. So he never left his house. Circle back to the house. Circle back, circle back, circle back. In water again. Parking lot, liminal zones, which can be multiple meanings. It can be the boundary zones, liminal zones. Water can be considered that. Pond, city. So now I'm going to show you my map that I have. So my map, let's see, is this. Okay, can you guys see that? Because I have not taken a picture and have not saved it. So I'm going to just explain it to you because I know it's hard to read. So here we have field, and what he was saying was like a maze. Here's the retention pond. It's smaller in this than what it is in real life. That's just how I saw it in my dream. Larger body of water here, which I find interesting because when you turn this upside down, like larger body of water here. We have a road right here. We have the retention pond here, as it is on the map. And I can't remember what was here. Okay. Hi guys. So you know how I had said that I felt like I knew where Sebastian was? Well, I went in to look at some more things, and I originally had posted a sealed video, but I have now deleted that because I have re-looked at astrology, I have re-looked at everything, and I found a spot that matches my dream that I described to a T. It is a remote location that is surrounded by fields, and it is a small lake. And when we looked at the astrology, it's 3 miles, 85-degree bearing. Once I learned how to do that, I ended up at Krishna Lake. I didn't even ever see that lake existed before. So that looks like exactly. And the crazy thing about this place is Anderson. So I don't know if you guys remember, but back in Elijah's reading, I was asking, where he was or whatever. I'm pretty sure that's when it was. And I got Anderson. So when I started to go back into Sebastian's reading, and to look at that place, I was kind of like focused on Anderson Lake. Well, since then, that name Anderson has kind of followed me around. Interestingly enough, this is right by Anderson Road. We all know that Sebastian came in Elijah's reading, as I've explained multiple times. The only thing is, there's not really industrial area around here, but there is farmland, which can kind of show up this similar way in the astrology. But when you go exactly 3 miles, why am I frozen? I froze for a second. When you go 3 miles at 85 bearing, it lands you exactly at Kushner Lake. And I'm going to show you. And so I have re-tipped this in. So I apologized for the earlier tip that I had somebody go check out today, and it just doesn't seem feasible. I was so focused on the Hickory area. So I was like, you know what, let me look at the astrology again. Let me go, let me see if I can, look at the bearing and the direction and see if this is right. And I'll be damned if it didn't land me right at that lake exactly at 3 miles, because he's not far from home, because she needed to do it allegedly at a time where she could do it really quick and she didn't go far, etc. I also am going to have more stuff out about that whole situation, that I can release that, but I can't release this location yet. I have tipped it into the FBI. I have tipped it into TBI again today on the 29th of September 2025. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add all the dream and everything, the map into that along with this, because this is much better location than what I was looking at. Because before I was like, well, that doesn't really look like my dream, because of all the industrial stuff. I felt it was more surrounded by fields, and that was one thing that kept coming in, is it's like fields and it's very remote, and I don't think this area has been searched. I couldn't believe that took me exactly there. And you know what? I never seen that lake before, ever. So I'm going to show you really quick where it is. And I asked my Roz if I should release it to you guys, and I was told no. Because of the whole pinging Chris, I think that they don't want anybody to do anything, remove them or whatever. I don't know when I'll be able to show you guys this. I don't know if FBI is going to listen or anybody else. All I can do is try. So, this is where we're talking about. I went and I have a headache. I had a headache a little bit before, but it's only gotten worse. Where the heck am I? I have I have my computer on really like light amber because I can't see crap. Like, and my eyes are like really messed up, like tired, so I was trying to fix that. So yeah, let me show you here. All right, so going here we go. So going from his Safford Court at 3 miles, 85 bearing, it leads us directly to Kitchener Lake. It doesn't go through, it leads us exactly there, 85-degree bearing. So it was like between 75 and 85 degree, I think. So there's this little pond too, but I think it's like too small. But interestingly enough, this is off a Long Hollow. I know that was mentioned before. And here's Anderson, which I almost flipped out when I saw that, because again, that's been something that's come up specifically for his case, and I thought it was the Anderson area, but it looks like it could just be a road nearby here. Barbara, that's another thing I got. So, and this does have a creek that runs off of it. So, the astrology is pointing to more of a pond. I don't know what all this stuff is, but this looks accessible, and I don't know if this has been checked or not. But interestingly enough, that's exactly where it goes. So, I mean, and when I look at this, like, this is exactly, I tried to draw a map for you guys, and it's on the video earlier in it. I'll be damned. It looks exact. Look at all the fields around it, just like my dream. Very remote with fields. So, this makes, and it's not a huge lake. It's more like just a very large pond. This seems right. So, and when I see that, I'm like, oh my gosh, that looks exactly like my dream. Exactly. Sometimes it takes, I don't think a lot of people understand that it takes a lot of work to try to narrow in locations. Locations may change along the way. That's just the way that it happens, because we have to try to find what fits best, and what we're trying to find what we see. But the fact that the astrology hits that exactly is crazy. So I'm going to be adding this to the video, and I'm going to be re-uploading it. So it's going to have a different timestamp for 9/29/2005, putting it on private until I feel it's safe to release, if possible. So now I think that he's in a more secluded spot because I didn't want him found. And again, not putting this out because I was told not to, because of what they said in the dream. Now, I will report this to authorities. I don't know if they will listen to me. I know, unfortunately, this is something that Seth does not want to know or listen to. But let me say something. And now, since by the time that I release this, more than likely something will have come up, because I'm not going to put it out until something does. Because, again, that was the first hit when I saw him in the water, was ping Chris, make sure he's not watching this. So I don't know if it was alive or what. So it makes me feel like Chris knows where he's at, whether he was directly involved or just helped cover it up later. I always saw him leaving, so I don't know if that was leaving with Sebastian, leaving and coming back. I'm not really sure. If he wasn't there at the exact time when this happened and then came back later, I don't know. They just always showed me him leaving at that time, but that doesn't mean he doesn't know where he is, because I've said that from the beginning. I think he still knows where he is. And there's been comments made to certain people about knowing where he is, that now they take it back. So what I want to say is, you might be able to hide and pretend like you're not involved to everybody else, but you can't hide from spirit. You can't hide from the astrology. And if spirit decides to give me something this specific, you can't hide from it. It's coming. TikTok. So I'm going to add this on because I found my map and I wanted to compare it, because I wanted to show you something that I realized. So I'm going to try to, let me see if I can show you split screen. I don't know. Let's see. So maybe we'll try it like this, because I want to show you guys something real quick that I recognized. So let me zoom out a little bit, because I went back over my video because I didn't see before. I'm going to pin this little tiny pond right here. He could be an either or. I don't know which one he was in. It seemed like the small one, but I don't know why she would put him in the small one, other than it's easier to get to, which makes me wonder if I should extend on that in my tip. So, interestingly enough. All right. So, looking at this, see. You guys see me. Okay. So, on my map, all right, we have a larger pond, which I guess is this little lake right here, and we have a smaller pond with a road in between, and all of these are fields in my dream. Okay? Now, if we look at this, we have the larger pond, we have the smaller pond, there's a road in between, or, roads in between, whatever. And, I don't know how, this looks more private, so I don't think she could get to that one. I mean, there's another one over here, but interestingly enough, it's surrounded by fields. Just saying. So this could be the bigger pond, and it looks like my dream, but just everything is a little bit closer in my picture, if that makes sense. Because we have the larger body of water here. I literally drew it this way. Larger body of water here, little pond here. Right here. Larger body of water here, road, little pond here. So there's just a little bit more space between the tiny pond and this place. Which this one would make more sense. There is a creek that runs off this, by the way. You see it only when you put it on this view. So, anyways, I wanted to throw that in there because I didn't realize that it completely aligned with my map. And this map was done on 7/18/25. When I originally posted the video. So, alright, crazy. Thank you for walking this path of truth and justice with me. If my work has resonated, please support freely by liking, subscribing, and leaving a positive comment. And if you feel called, even a coffee-sized contribution, including towards Justice's training, helps me keep searching, creating, and bringing light where it's needed. Together we honor spirit and move closer to justice.